So I never could get home that day, and a girlfriend had a friend to pick me up from the hospital. I still didn't have any shoes, so I had to ask her, could you please bring me some shoes? You know, the funny thing about it was that when they were washing my feet in the hospital, after walking all that way, I had no cuts. I had nothing on my feet at all but dirt. But dirt. The only thing I had to get 40 stitches in and outside of my knee. And I went to her house, and she lived a little ways from the UN building, and she had company, and they were all watching TV. Everybody's watching TV, and they're all in the TV. And I was like, she put me in the shower. Her father was a doctor. She gave me a sedative, a martini. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I needed it all. And I still didn't know. And I'm walking through the house. She washed my clothes. She ironed my clothes. She gave me them back. And I'm walking through the house. And people are all sitting and they're all crying. Everybody was crying and they're all looking at TV. And I'm like, what the heck are they looking at? And they all started hugging me and they're holding me. And I'm like, what? And I looked at the TV and I died within myself.
Because you didn't know what you had been through.
I did not know. I literally looked at those people and said, I wasn't there. I was here. I was there. This is what I went through. This is my build. This is that first. This is that tower. I was, and I just broke down and I started crying. And I asked, could I use somebody's phone? And I went and I called my mom, and my mom, she couldn't even talk because she had, voice box was removed, so, you know, she had cancer, and she couldn't talk, and I just called and just told her how much I loved her, because after seeing what they saw, and knowing that they thought I was dead, that hurt me even more. And,
because you felt that they suffered.
Yes, second time. You know, this is 2 times that my family thought I died in the World Trade Center. You know, and I had to call my boyfriend back and apologize for screaming and yelling at him because I didn't understand what he saw and what he was going through himself. You know, yes, I had more drama and trauma than anybody, but what people saw that day and what they experienced that day. I mean, there's no one I could tell this story to that doesn't give a story back to me on what they were doing that day and how they felt that day, including yourself, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, you lived through such an amazing ordeal. I mean, you know, and you came out alive, and, you know, when you look back on it, do you feel like something in your life prepared you to go through this? Did you ever experience anything traumatic that you felt like it?
I've had a traumatic life, long life. You know, I always tell everybody 9/11 was not it for me. You know, I unfortunately have had a lot of drama and stuff like that in my life, and maybe it did. And, you know, my mother had cancer 3 times, and I had to deal with that, and, you know, I buried her 6 months after 9/11, so there you are, still more drama and trauma. You know, I watched her literally the last 6 months. I always, at first I said watched her die, but I got to be with her. I got to be with her. And so, it has been hard.
So what has your life been like after 9/11? I mean, do you feel a certain way about airplanes or travel? Or?
I never was a good flyer, but I had to get back on that horse because I tried doing that train thing and it wasn't working for me.
Too slow.
Oh God, too slow, too many everything, you know. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And so I do it. But yes, I am afraid every time. And I just pray. And, you know, God keeps me lifted up. So I do that.
Do you still have, like, nightmares?
Yes. I have been on Ambien for 10 years,
Mhm.
so that I don't dream, and I don't think about dreaming.
Mm.
I don't want to dream. You
Mhm.
know, when they said they got Bin Laden,
Mhm.
I was extremely happy, but at
Mhm.
the same time, I was so scared, and I was just like, well, maybe I'm glad I'm in Atlanta,
Yeah.
you know, because New York might really, really terrify me.
Mhm.
And my life afterwards, the 5 years after, before I moved here to Atlanta, was very difficult. I mean, it was like getting shaken up. Whatever was on the bottom seemed to come to the top, and I had so many issues, medical. I broke my wrist. I mean, for 5 years, I don't think I worked 1 year consistently because I either wound up in the hospital, something happened to me, I had to have surgery again on my knee, then I had to have surgery on the other knee, and I just constantly was out and out and out. I never was at work. You know, I missed more Christmases and more holidays that 5 years. And after that 5 years, I just was like, I can't deal with it anymore because they said they were going to build the World Trade Center back and that we were going back. And I couldn't do that again. Couldn't do that again. You know, a beautiful house. I'm happy with that, but that's it. And it's just been a very big challenge. And the fact that it's been so challenging, I may have to go back to New York.
Yeah.
You know.
So you feel like you still going through it, like you never, you're
Yeah.
not getting a rest, you're not getting a
It's-
chance to rest.
No, I had one wonderful year, and that was the first year I moved here and decorating my house. And, you know, then working afterwards at a job I liked and wanted to do. And I was very happy.
Yeah,
I was
that's
very
good.
happy,
Okay.
yes, yes.
But the economy is...
The economy flipped and everything went downhill and all the money went with it and all my savings to stay here. And now it's not looking promising at all.
So is there any like support group or anything, or any type of support system or network in place? I mean, because
Well, in Atlanta, it's not because they didn't go through 9/11 the way I went through it. I mean, you know, I still am in therapy. I do go to therapy. You know, I have a therapist. Unfortunately, my post-traumatic syndrome has gotten to the point where I need medication to keep me calm. You know, the least little thing can rile me up and make me absolutely crazy.
Like if you hear like thunder or lightning.
Oh, thunder, lightning, motorcycles, because that's that boom kind of thing, you know. Shakiness, you know, I don't like to be on things that shake, okay, because that's how I felt with the building going down, you know. So there are a lot of things that trigger that whole thing again coming back to me. And I think since I've been here, because it's the South, we have a lot of blackouts and stuff. And I have been on jobs where we've had blackouts or thunder or lightning, and I've screamed or lost it.
Composure, yeah.
Lost it because I'm just reliving that whole thing.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you survived,
Thank you.
Bonnie. And, you know, such an amazing talent with a lot of skill. So I'm praying from, you know, the bottom of my heart that things turn around for you.
Thank you.
Because you do need to rest. You do need to
I would
rest.
love
You need to
to
get
rest.
a sense of, you
Comfort
know,
and
comfort.
calmness. I mean, I
tranquil-
built it in my house,
Yeah.
but I have to leave the house. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, in my house, it's comfort. It's just what I need. You know, there's no room I can walk in that I feel any kind of anything. And everyone that comes here, they kind of feel that way as well. But I have to leave this house. And,
I'm sorry.
you know, so yeah.
Well, you know, if is there anything you can, suggestions you can give to another World Trade Center survivor that's out there that's trying to cross
Deal.
their life?